Hello, hello, Adele Mitchell here, and oh, we already got one popping out, and another one just came out too. Okay, so this reading is for all signs, and I really want you to just bear with me here because there is a lot of energies going on, and I can tell that okay, the whole deck is just, this whole deck keeps falling out on me. We're going to do this whole reading with all these cards that just came through. There's so much energy going on, especially with, the change of the year. I would love for you to, kind of tap into this reading as much as possible because you've been drawn to this reading for a reason, and it's definitely going to ring true for you in some way, shape, or form. So, without further ado, the first card that came through was the Devil. This isn't always bad news. It's not always good news. But in this case, it is good news. And it really just kind of represents the new year anyway, with the whole, changes upon us. A lot of people, do this whole new year, new me situation. And I know that from the past years, it's been so challenging that a lot of people have kind of lost that, desire to tap into resolutions or, trying for a new type of motivation. But the whole general population when it comes to the new year is focused on change and better change at that. So whether you're feeling like, I'm not going to do no resolutions, I'm not going to keep my hopes up, I'm not going to bother, changing anything that I do now. The Devil says that you're going to anyway. Regardless if you put the effort to do so. The energy is in the air. It's a universal vibe that's going to affect every single human being on the face of the planet. Okay. The next card that came up is the Four of Wands. We have contemplation here at its finest because you are going to be feeling that change coming on and thinking, yeah, I do need to do something. There's this fire that's starting to burn up inside within my soul, and you're going to feel it on a cellular level. It's going to be not avoidable, and it's going to have you thinking a lot. You're going to start wondering, what can I do? How can I bring, betterment to my life in any way possible? With the Four of Wands too, we have some inner joy coming forward. So what have you done in the past that you really liked that you haven't done in a while? And this could be something like, eating at a specific restaurant or spending time with a certain person that you haven't seen in a while. Anything like that. Or maybe you're just really into, playing a certain video game or going to see a specific comedian or burlesque show. I don't know, whatever whatever makes you feel really good when you went and did it. And even if it was just one time, but you keep remembering how that made you feel, that's going to be something you're going to want to tap into for the coming new year, because it's going to help kind of launch you off into the future in a way that's going to feed your soul for all the months to come. So whether you're writing down your resolutions and saying, oh, this is the year I'm going to, jump off a plane because I need more freedom in my life, I need to feel more free, or if you're just, contemplating what is the best medicine for setting the tone for your year ahead. And what that's going to be is doing something that you enjoy. Starting off the new year in a good mood, feeling happy, feeling, blessed and comfortable, This is not coming up to be anything out of your comfort zone. So doing something completely new that you've never done before, and say you do jump out of a plane, and it's the worst experience of your life. You don't want to start off the new year that way, right? Right? Yeah, no. We want to definitely do things that spark inner joy. Okay. The next card that came up is the Nine of Swords. It's always a heavy one when it comes up, but it's here to give us clarity in our lives as well. So this is where I'm picking up on someone particular in your life. Someone who has not been so nice to you, and someone that, I'm picking up on a comment that they said, something that kind of stuck in your head, and you haven't been able to release it. It kind of keeps coming up. I call it the the PTSD recorder, because it just keeps, it's like an audio that plays, but it doesn't feel good, and it triggers emotions that are not beneficial to helping you feel joy. So with this person, and I'm already picking up on you kind of realizing who this person is, and if you're not 100% sure of who we're tapping in on here, this definitely looks to be like a family member, or somebody that you would consider to be as close to you as a family member. They said something to you. It was cruel. It was out of context. It was not anything that you deserve to have heard. And it also came out in a way that was not premeditated. So this person just kind of said it. No filter. No regard to how it was going to affect you. And it did. And it's been there, like deep-seated within the depths of your mind. And it keeps boiling up. So what we're going to do with this in the future is, I don't see this person feeling like it was that big of a deal. And because they feel that way, they're not going to apologize for it. So expecting an apology is just going to lead to more disappointment. And in turn, that's just going to be cruelty to yourself, because when we expect things from others and we don't receive it, it just comes back in, a big ball of unsatisfactory energy. We don't need that in our lives right now. What we need is to, move forward, move on, and kind of, not totally let it go, but work through it so it's not, doing that boiling thing in your mind. So it's not working as your PTSD recorder. The way you can do that, let's see, is through the Fool card that came up. This is making a lot of sense to come up after the Nine of Swords, because sometimes we have to blind ourselves and walk into the unknown to really reset our minds so we can overcome people that have said things that were not from the heart, right? So with the Fool card, I want to add that you are going to be going through this moment for the first part of up to 2024. That's what we're walking into. And I'm picking up on 4 weeks of feeling this need to, say, you really hurt my feelings, or that was out of line to this person. Throughout these next 4 weeks, I would definitely recommend doing things that train your brain to get out of the PTSD record mode. When you hear that person's comment in your mind over and over again, every time it does that, it's kind of like a trigger to switch things up. Now, I'm going to give you a little secret. something that I created, and I'm sure it's not original. I'm sure many other people do this. And if they don't, then, well, I'm a little crazy. So a little secret of how I retrain my brain when I'm thinking about something that's super negative is I will say something to myself, usually not out loud because then I would really look crazy to other people. But I would say something to myself like, apples on pizza. I would never put apples on pizza. It's not something I crave. It's not something I enjoy. But it's such a random thought that when I think about apples on pizza, then I kind of start to think about food. And I am a foodie. I love to eat. I think about what I'm going to do for dinner that night. Maybe I should do pizza. Instead of apple, how about I do pineapple? Pineapple pizza, Hawaiian pizza, right? All of a sudden, what that person said to me is out of my mind because I've switched it up with that retraining of my brain. This is a little nugget of knowledge, wisdom, whatever you want to call it, that is really popping out in this reading right now so that you can use it to your benefit all throughout the year ahead. Because this isn't the only person that's going to trigger your PTSD recording. They're just not. We're heading into a year where people are going to be more forthcoming with what they say, and the filter is going to be completely off. So if you can use this little technique to retrain your brain and move away, get yourself into thinking other things, then eventually what that person said to you is not going to replay anymore. It's almost like recording over the recording, right? It's just going to be gone. And it's not going to go overnight, right? It's going to happen over a period of time. So, but one day, you're going to be with that person, you're going to hear about that person, you're going to, remember a memory about that person, and this thing is going to come back up again, and you're going to think, I haven't thought about that in a while. Okay, so I've moved on. I've healed myself. And that's going to feel really good, and that's when you're going to know that this technique is totally working for you. It's always worked for me. I've used it a lot for clients of mine that are trying to heal from infidelity. That's a huge topic. I'm not going to get into it right now with this reading, but so many people have been cheated on and have gone through, years of feeling a lack of trust for others because they went through, really horrible experiences that just kind of tore away at their, their confidence and even like their soul, like what makes them who they are. So this technique does work, even for something as intense as that. I want to thank you all for joining me today. I do hope that this reading gave you something, anything at all to kind of walk into the new year with. That is my goal, is to support you and help you and give you tools to navigate your life so you can live freer and happier. I would also like to invite you to subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be posting many more videos in the future with other topics to cover, all to pertain to your life in some way, shape, or form. I want to thank you again, and I wish you a very blessed week ahead.